No, something bad just happened.
Hey, how's everybody doing out there? Welcome to LFS 6B on a Monday night. We got Damon next to us here, but maybe you can't hear him yet. Is this thing on? What's going on, everybody? Big shout out to the socials today. Are we live during the socials tonight? We are live during the socials tonight. So everybody at Getter, at Twitter.
How's this one? Does this one work?
Or X.
Yep.
We're on Rumble and all the others. So YouTube. So a big shout out to everybody. So much going on. Big decisions coming out of Washington today. Immunity, a big J6 decision last week, the Chevron case. We got great clips. We got the unhinged left for you. Yeah, it's going to be a busy show, Damon.
Yeah, I'm going to try this one. See, this one
there we go.
This one sounds good. So I'll have to lean a little forward, but that's all right. So live from Studio 6B. Thank you, David Zier. Little mic issues there. I had no idea. Delgado's not here tonight. I had no idea. Slick Rick, we think, is going to be here, but me and Zier are here no matter what, and it is a big day. So for 200-something years, whatever it is, up till today, the rule was that the president had immunity for official acts and no immunity for non-official acts. And after today, the president has immunity for official acts and no immunity for non-official acts. I mean, the reaction today from people, the reaction to this, what seems to be to a non-legal, not that bright person, is that this is pretty much, in a nutshell, a very simple, explained, and understandable ruling. Yet the meltdown about this today is quite something to see. So we'll get into all of that, but let's start with the president, because I don't know, I didn't see it before we came on the air. But President Biden just gave a speech. Now, why would President Biden be giving a speech tonight? Because President Biden and his wife and his team saw an opportunity to change the narrative desperately that they need to do from the debate night. And from the debate itself to the president's cognitive abilities, which are none. Stage 7 of dementia, or whatever the last stage is what he's in. And, of course, everybody bailing ship, from Democrat talking heads to Democrat people to insiders to everybody else. And they said, well, here's a chance to maybe change direction a little bit. Get him on teleprompter, jack him up, get him out there for 10 minutes, which he can handle, although it's not between 10 and 4 p.m., so I was questioning what would happen, because we're told that he's basically alive between 10 and 4, and that's about it. So the president came out today and gave an absolute lie after lie after lie after untruth, about 8 minutes on the Supreme Court ruling. Now, this is a guy in a party who have the Supreme Court in their crosshairs now for as long as you can all remember. Chuck Schumer threatened him outside the steps of the Supreme Court. Joe Biden threatened him at the State of the Union. So this is a party that is antithetical to the founding of the country, to the founding documents of the country, to the separation of powers of this country, to the Supreme Court in the way it's set up and the way it's always been set up of this country. They don't like it. They would love to change it. They would like to stack it. They'd like to get rid of it. They would do anything but keep it in its current form, as we know. So Joe Biden saw an opportunity today to obviously change the narrative and come out and, for some reason, figured that we want to hear from him about the Supreme Court's ruling today. And so he did, and this is what it sounded like. Let's roll that, Fran.
The presidency is the most powerful office in the world. It's an office that not only tests your judgment, perhaps even more importantly, it's an office that tests your character. Because you not only face moments when you need the courage to exercise the full power of the presidency, you also face moments where you need the wisdom to respect the limits of the power of the office of the presidency. This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. With today's Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity, that fundamentally changed. For all practical purposes.
Lie.
Today's decision almost certainly means that there are virtually no limits on what a president can do.
Lie.
This is a fundamentally new principle, and it's a dangerous precedent, because the power of the office will no longer be constrained by the law, even including the Supreme Court of the United States.
Now listen to what he says after this.
The only limits will be self-imposed by the president alone. This decision today has continued the court's attack in recent years on a wide range of long-established legal principles in our nation, from gutting voting rights and civil rights, to taking away a woman's right to choose,
Lie.
to today's decision that undermines the rule of law of this nation.
Lie.
Nearly 4 years ago, my predecessor sent a violent mob to the U.S. Capitol
Lie.
to stop the peaceful transfer of power. We all saw it with our own eyes. We sat there and watched it happen that day. Attack on the police, the ransacking at the Capitol, a mob literally hunting down the House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, gallows erected to hang the Vice President, Mike Pence. I think it's fair to say it's one of the darkest days in the history of America. Now the man who sent that mob to the U.S. Capitol is facing potential criminal conviction for what happened that day. And the American people deserve to have an answer in the courts before the upcoming election. The public has a right to know the answer about what happened on January 6th before they are asked to vote again this year. Now, because of today's decision, that is highly, highly unlikely. It's a terrible disservice to the people of this nation. So now the American people will have to do what the courts should have been willing to do, but will not. The American people have to render a judgment about Donald Trump's behavior. The American people must decide whether Donald Trump's assault on our democracy on January 6th makes him unfit for public office in the highest office in the land. The American people must decide if Trump's embrace of violence to preserve his power is acceptable. Perhaps most importantly, the American people must decide if they want to entrust the president once again, the presidency, to Donald Trump, now knowing he'll be even more emboldened to do whatever he pleases whenever he wants to do it. You know,
Nonsense. Total nonsense.
at the outset of our nation, it was the character of George Washington, our first president, to define the presidency. He believed power was limited, not absolute, and that power always resides with the people, always. Now, over 200 years later, with today's Supreme Court decision, once again, it will depend on the character of the men and women who hold that presidency that are going to define the limits of the power of the presidency, because the law will no longer do it. I know I will respect the limits of the presidential powers I have for 3.5 years.
Okay.
Don't really think
But any president, including Donald Trump, will now be free to ignore the law. I concur with
make any
Justice
sense.
Sotomayor's dissent today. Here's what she said. She said, in every use of official power, the president is now a king above the law. With fear for our democracy, I dissent. End of quote. So should the American people dissent. I dissent. May God bless you all. And may God help preserve our democracy. Thank you.
Damon.
May God protect our troops.
You know,
That's good. So that's what Biden did tonight, right before we came on air.
you know, like the murder of and the theft and the damage done by millions of illegal aliens in our country under him. Talk about usurping authority. But, you know, there's still an impeachment process. Nothing's changed. Right?
Of course, nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed.
As I said. Nothing's changed. The overreaction to this today is, well, it's exactly what you'd expect. But that speech by Biden is just nonsensical. Again, I know they saw this as an opportunity to change the narrative, so they sent him out here to drone on about nonsense. But it's just utter nonsense. And these stories that you're hearing from all the left-leaning talkers on TV, and they're, SEAL Team. If I hear SEAL Team 6 one more time, I'm going to puke today. I mean, it's so nonsensical.
So pathetic.
The president, I mean, this is not, none of this has been in question in the history of the country ever. Does everybody realize that? Never, ever was this brought up during Bush, Clinton, Obama, things they did as president. No one ever thought during any of these presidents over all of these years, he could go out and assassinate people if he wants to. Well, no, he can't. That there's no power given to the president to go assassinate people.
The left is unhinged. Like Nicole Wallace on MSNBC today, she's saying Trump could target me and people will flee the country. It's just
it's just the lowest IQ analysis from these people that you can find. Just the lowest of low IQ analysis, and quite frankly, stupid. That's what it is. It's stupid analysis.
Okay, you want to write the headlines for tomorrow morning? Biden gives resolute and determined speech. He's back. He's sharp again.
I mean, if you can take that from that 8 minutes, maybe. I don't think so.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a nonsensical speech. The idea that there's all of a sudden now some inherent way for the president to just be above the law, things that are not granted to him, powers that are not granted. He could go just assassinate who he wants. No, he can't. Where does it say that? And where did the Supreme Court say that? Again, this analysis you're seeing from these low IQ morons all day across MSNBC, and you have sitting congresswomen going on MSNBC today, this old bag.
But is it low IQ or is it a planned narrative?
No, it's low IQ because she's a
Or is it
moron.
both? Is it both?
It's neither. She's just stupid. That's what she is. I can't think of her name, this old bag going on there. Wow, Joe Biden could go send the military to take out Trump if he wants to. Joe Biden tonight with his newly established powers could go send the military out to take out the conservative justices, this moron says. And I just laughed. It's a true communist. The first thing they think about is using the military to execute their political opponents. Go take out the justices.
Well, you're talking about Andrea Mitchell?
No, I'm talking about some sitting congresswoman who was on MSNBC. I have the clip. Looks like she should be bagging groceries at Walmart. I mean, just outrageous. All right, I'll play that clip for you, and we'll get started here. News. Slick's coming up with sports in a little bit. Live from Studio 6B on a Monday night.
What's up, everybody out there? Aaron, do we have the cut list?
Okay. All right, let's go into the chat.
Where are the Ricks? Were they abducted, says Drag Blacker. Maybe. Big,
I had no idea Delgado wasn't here tonight. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. Remind me. What are you talking about?
What's up there, Brent? What's up there, Slick Rick? I hear you.
I didn't hear Delgado say.
No.
I see you.
Nobody did.
Yeah.
Question. What are you doing at 8 o'clock? Is it the prom? Did he go to the prom?
Maybe he's chaperoning
Was
the
he
prom.
17 again?
Who the fuck chaperoning a prom? We had a break, sorry.
I didn't say he was. I just said maybe he is.
We are live from Studio 6B.
I'm in the chat. Bill Grimes, how are you? Roy on Facebook. Ruby on YouTube. Moon Pie on YouTube. Mary, Amy on YouTube. Happy first of the month. Yes, you too. Hey, guys, watching from Southern Indiana. Lisa on Facebook. Teresa on Facebook. Janice on Facebook. A lot of Facebook tonight.
We're live in Geeter, right?
Where's Delgado tonight? Well, we have no idea. I literally, just as we're coming live on air, everybody says no Delgado tonight. I had no idea. Tommy Viper, what's going on?
Tommy Viper.
500 people on Facebook. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever it is. Please, please, please subscribe to the channel. What's up with the mic?
Yeah, I'm not hearing it at all. Yeah,
No, he says-
it's something's wrong with it. Or the cable.
I just realized we had a show tonight.
Oh, there
That's
we go.
1, 2, 2, 2.
No, it's back.
Now it's good.
So it must have been the cable.
Check, baby, check, baby.
Plan
Okay.
for my news. When will the cups come about?
Good, Fran?
Okay.
Hola.
All right, maybe it was the connection.
Oh, Fran, put up my one shot, and I'm like,
I got to go
Look,
on
you want cuts or not?
X.
Big D, hope your eye is better. Well, it's all right. It's just got to wait for the bubble to slowly go away. So it's still hard to see things that are on the low side.
it's taking its time. It's lazy eye.
Although it's hard for you to tell from watching, but I got my screen pushed way far away for me to be able to at least see the top half of it. Allison Johnson, hello. Thank you. All right, live from Studio 6B on a Monday night. Glad you're in. Slick's going to do some sports. David Zier's going to do some news. Delgado, I guess, is off tonight, I'm hearing. So Delgado's not here tonight because he's, I guess, chaperoning the prom.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what he's doing. Like you said, how could it not be done by 8 o'clock where he could be here?
Yeah, usually they do photos at the house. They come at like 6:30.
Yeah.
They wrap it up. We're here at 8 o'clock, you know.
Yeah, something funny going on here.
Yeah.
He's got a UFO sighting or something he doesn't want to tell us about, right?
He's got a UFO limo.
You know, guys, I just want to remind everybody and say hello to our Facebookers in the social media because my account was hijacked about 6 weeks ago, Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
So they're
How's
advertising
Bitcoin going?
Bitcoin. They're saying that my Dave Zier's clients bought a pair of Porsches today at the dealer due to his success on Bitcoin. I just want to let you know it's not me, and I can't say hello to you in the social media because I have no control of my own Facebook life.
Yeah. So we played Joe Biden's speech tonight. You notice they really wanted to change the narrative. There's been some discussions about this because it's such a disaster for them. But yet, as we talked about, the driving force here is Jill Biden. The doctor, the good doctor, is the driving force behind the Camp David meeting this weekend, and basically saying no one's going to talk to Joe. I'm going to isolate him. No one's going to question whether he should go on, and anybody that tries to, we're going to destroy their careers, including all of our closest personnel who have been with us, as you've seen. It's their fault that he sucked that night. It's not our fault. It's not his fault. It's all the people around him's fault, according to the good doctor. So all the insiders got trashed. And, of course, they're going to go after all the media and all the writers and all the everything that wrote their articles about Joe. And she's going to make sure, and they're going to now move up nominating him to maybe even this month, is the word now. That they may nominate him virtually this month to make sure he's on all ballots, including Ohio. So again, I know there's a lot of other discussion out there. Bill O'Reilly's out there saying the decision's already made that he's going to be out and all this stuff. I just don't see it. The need for power in this family. I mean, this is what makes this speech, even the 8 minutes he just talked about. No one is above the law. Well, okay, unless you're part of the Biden crime family, then you seem to be. When not a king, not a monarch. Well, every executive order you've signed seems like you think you're pretty comfortable in the role of king monarchy. One after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other. Changing immigration law, not enforcing immigration law on the books, changing immigration law by the stroke of a pen, getting rid of college debt by the stroke of a pen, doing many other things in the energy sector by the stroke of a pen, EPA, all of it by stroke of a pen. Oh, we're not a king, not a monarch. Really? Well, it seems to me you're pretty comfortable in that role. But so they saw this as an opportunity to change the narrative, clearly. Because all of the polling now starting to catch up. Nate Silver's got an updated model. Trump ticking up, Biden ticking down, and it was already a pretty widespread. Biden's, if not losing New Hampshire, barely up according to the polls. Not that I care about any polls. There's no polls that I'm comforting myself with in July. So just get away from that. I don't care how much they show us up. But still, you get the point. If New Hampshire and places like that are close, he's in big trouble.
Damon, I just wanted to add, I have some inside information on the Biden Hamptons fundraiser at $147 million home with Howard Stern there and everything. This person, Democrat, said Biden looked terrible. He appeared for 10 minutes, didn't interact with the crowd whatsoever, and just doesn't think he can carry on through this campaign.
Well, he looked terrible tonight. All caked up in makeup out there. And again, if you're going to change the narrative, what he should have done is taken some questions. But of course, not a single question taken. Stammered away right at the end. After 8 minutes of nonsensical back and forth, says one thing and says the opposite in the same speech. The nation's not interested in him addressing us, I would say, for the most part.
No.
And the overreaction to this today is, like I said, absolutely nonsensical. So he comes out and reads a teleprompter for 8 minutes, doesn't take any questions, and that's supposed to make everybody feel better about him? Nothing's changed since debate night, other than he's another day older and another day dumber. And that's about it. So, all right, 22 past the hour. Slick, you want to do some sports? You want to just do some news?
No, we'll do some sports. I guess we could roll right into it right now.
All right, sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. Use our code LFS6B if you shop at MyPillow. Great savings if you use our code. Plus, you can get our shirt of the month, which that shirt continues to be, it was on the site for a long time with the Donald Trump, with the American flag, Donald Trump's head, and it says November 5th, we the people. And we made that back, I think, when they raided Mar-a-Lago, because even back then we said, no matter what happens, November 5th we are the ultimate jury. We will render the ultimate verdict in all of this nonsense, from Jack Smith to everyone else, and that still holds true today. And that's what Biden, I guess the one thing in there that you agree with is the American people will render their verdict November 5th on where they stand on all this. So, Slick, what's going on?
All right, Big D. Apologize for being late. I just finished my job on Monday nights bagging groceries at Walmart. I heard that earlier. So we got the Reno Rodeo. Here we go. Reno, Nevada, the Reno Livestock Events Center. And it's all wrapped up over the weekend. All around Cowboy went to Wasey Justin Shala 75-79 for bareback riding and bullback riding. And in the finals for bareback, we had Garrett Shadbolt, 89 points on Bidwell Proteo's No Tail Deer, $1,650. Steer wrestling, Tanner Bruner took it in 4 seconds, 13:63. Team roping, Andrew Ward and Colin Von Ahn, 4.8 seconds. Good time there. Saddle Bronc, Dawson Hay, 88.5 points on Corey and Lang Rodeo's Diamond Fever, 16:50. Tie down in the final went to Shad Mayfield. He's a good one. 7.6 seconds. Barrel Racing, Haley Kinzel. She's been doing well too. She ended up with the overall average of 51.54 tenths. And in the finals, Emily Beisel took it with 16.99 tenths of a second. So good timing there. Bull Riding, the granddaddy of them all, Tristan Hutchins took it in the finals, 90.5 points on Rosser Rodeo's Logan's Legacy, $1,800. Total payout on this rodeo, Big D, about a little over $750,000, $915. Let's shoot over to Breitbart. So last night, I don't know if you boys caught the BET Awards at all last night. Did you happen to catch that at all?
No, I was waiting for the white awards, the white person's awards.
Catch the what?
The BET Awards, Black Entertainment Television. So I did tune in, as Slick Rick would do, and Usher was getting his Lifetime Achievement Award, although he's probably not even ready for a Lifetime Achievement Award. He probably has a lot of his career left. But I did watch it, and, here's a story out of that, and I'll make a comment at the end as well. BET Awards, O.J. Simpson included in memoriam segment dedicated to celebrating Black excellence. Imagine Dylan Gwynn of Breitbart.
Carving up people?
Yep.
Excellence with a knife? What?
O.J. Simpson, well, he's making cuts for you all. No, O.J. Simpson was included in the In Memoriam segment during the BET Awards on Sunday night, a move that brought a noticeable reaction from the crowd. In a video provided by TMZ Sports, the host of the segment, Taraji Henson, can be heard saying that the tribute was intended to honor contributors to Black excellence who had died. The crowd applauded the names and faces featured in the segment until Simpson Simpson's face appeared, and the crowd reacted with surprise. Among the luminaries featured in the in memoriam segment were Bill Cobbs, the great Carl Weathers, the phenomenal Willie Mays, Clarence Avant, Maurice Hines, Richard Roundtree, Ron Cephas Jones, Rudolph Isley, Iron Grinstad of the Group 702, Louis Gossett Jr., remember Louis Gossett Jr., a couple other rappers. But anyway, O.J. Simpson rose to stardom as a running back in college football and the NFL and parlayed the success into a successful sports analyst in career. However, all that came to an abrupt end. We all know what happened back in 1994. So OJ was on it, which I couldn't believe. But what got me the most, Big D, before we wrap, was the commercial that they were putting out about President Trump, how he hates us. In other words, hates black people, and the spin that they put on that. And it was a very powerful yet misleading commercial. And I had to watch that. And I said, boy, I wonder why people don't know any better. Terrible.
All right, Slick, very good. We'll do some more sports coming up. David Zier's got some news. Aaron and Fran holding it down. We're back right after this.
I'm going to laugh. I'm going to cry.
Slick, have you ever heard of a July prom after high school's already over and graduated and kids are gone for the summer?
It is late. And a Monday night, no less. Well,
No,
that
but
was
a prom?
Yeah, but
How can a high school have a prom after school's out?
That's a small high school. It's kind of a weird deal. You know, I don't want to say where it is, but it's kind of a weird deal.
Aaron, you ever heard of a prom when school's over?
July 1st?
No.
Me neither.
Okay, good. Yeah, me neither.
Night.
Hey, Damon, I sent you an email.
Okay.
We have a viewer that thinks they're blocked on Twitter. I would like you to look into it.
A viewer that thinks they're blocked on Twitter? Well,
On
they're
our
definitely
Twitter,
not
yeah.
blocked by us because we don't block anybody for any reason, even people who
I didn't think so, but
Disagree with everything we say.
stupid things like stop going after Delgado. Like
Yeah,
we
but that's
really
fun.
mean it.
So I heard I was on Cowboy Logic this weekend. They were talking about Slick Rick and his calendar.
Really?
Yeah, who was it? Genghis Khan. Apparently his wife, she likes my calendar. So she was on the show with Cowboy Don and, not Cowboy Don.
Oh, with Don and Donna?
Yeah, Don
Cowboy
and Donna.
Logic, the barn party?
Cowboy Logic. So that 4:00 yesterday, which I missed it. I was out. I was at a pizza reading contest, Joe's Pizza. So I missed it. But, yeah. So she was,
So, friend, that
Talking about the
username
calendar.
thinks they're blocked on our Twitter?
yeah.
Definitely not.
Okay.
We don't block anybody. There's
didn't think so,
There's
but-
nobody blocked for any reason ever,
They started sending me direct messages. I'm like, all right, I'll address it.
unless the only
You catch their show
only
sometimes?
scammers that ever get
Yeah,
blocked
I'm
is
on
somebody
it.
trying
I
to
talk to them all the time.
request money for like Bitcoin sales or some stupid crap like that.
they're good people. But yeah, so
Love them.
I have a
Let them
picture
know.
actually.
Yeah, I was on their radio show before.
Unless they posted something
they
about
were on
go to this
Rav
website and
Lunch
put your
way back.
get free money, they're not blocked.
We've done a lot on the road together.
Well, free money, we don't want to block them. Send it. We could use it.
And
Come
Don Newen's a riot, by the way.
Is he?
He's a funny guy. Oh my God.
Brent on YouTube says, "Damn, I was just about to request money."
Get involved with my Bitcoin on Facebook.
Oh, look at this one. This is a good one.
Uh-oh.
Big D don't block. He must be a Cowboy fan. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, nice. He's probably right. I can't dispute it.
I like that one.
Oh,
That's a good one, right there.
that's a good one. Got to take that one sitting down.
All right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday, getting a brand new week started. Slick, how was your weekend?
It was very good. I had an enjoyable weekend. Getting over for a little bit of a cold, as you can hear. But I did. I went to a pizza eating contest, which was dynamite. Guys had to eat 10 slices in 10 minutes. Try doing that, Big D. Not easy.
That's easy.
No, that's
No,
not
no,
easy.
thanks.
So, so I had a good weekend, good time.
All right, David Zier, how was yours?
Wonderful. Wonderful. Great. You know, Was with the family. A lot going on.
There you go.
Nonstop action. Brushing up for the next couple of weeks. We'll be at the Trump sentencing next week on the ground in NYC. And other great events coming up. Today was an incredible day, so I got some news for you when you're ready.
We're going to do it here in a second. And speaking of what you just said, the Trump on July, and I said this could be one of the craziest months we ever politically remember in our history. We'll see how that works out.
True.
It's off to a rousing start on July 1st here as the meltdown over the Supreme Court today is crazy. But this Biden speech tonight, I'm starting to see people really start to think about what we just saw and why he was out there. Because he wasn't out there to deliver anything that made any sense, obviously. He's not dropping any knowledge. Just nonsensical what he said. But a couple takes here that I didn't really think of, but now I am thinking about it. J.D. Vance, for one, says, tonight's rant from Joe Biden is further evidence that all of the lawfare against President Trump was cooked up by him and his team. The corrupt lawfare against Trump was their main election strategy, and they're furious that it's now backfiring on them. And maybe a more appropriate take is this one from Levin tonight, who I think is still on air as of right now. He said Biden basically just gave his orders to Jack Smith, Judge Chutkan, Merrick Garland. Fight on. Time is now short. Mm-hmm. And that sounds more about appropriate. In his rant, he said Biden just gave Smith, Chutkan, and Garland their marching orders. Keep pushing this farcical January 6th case and try to drag it across the finish line before the election. Keep up the lawfare like never before. Even Mark Thiessen over at Fox says Biden is breaking every norm, including tonight, by delivering a campaign speech from the White House during what's supposed to be a primetime address.
Levin was right on tonight. He predicted the exact content of Biden's speech. He was right on the money.
Eric Erickson, no Trump fan by any means. Joe Biden just attacked an institution of the American government from the White House. It was very insurrectiony and destabilizing, and he did it to help win an election. And that's exactly right. And, of course, they felt comfortable putting him out there because, of course, he could be on teleprompter, which you may never see him without a teleprompter again. I know there's some talk about how to stem the tide of what's the feedback from the debate night. And they're talking about having a... I heard thrown around that they're thinking about sitting down for a big-time interview, one-on-one, Joe Biden and somebody. Well, who could he sit down... who could he sit down with that would change the tide of this? There's nobody. Literally nobody. Not even Brett Baer. Nobody could change. Well, first of all, he would never do that, even for Brett, who I think would be more than fair. But he certainly wouldn't sit down with anybody who might not be more than fair and actually ask him some real tough questions and follow-ups. He'll never do that. So who's he going to sit down with? Nicole Wallace again and walk off the set before the thing's done like he did the first time? Right behind her in the TV shot. Remember that? He just got up and left the table?
Wandered off.
I mean, who's he going to sit with? Keith Olbermann?
Oh.
No one's. He's not going to sit with anybody and that's going to change anyone's mind on where we're at. So anyways, all right, we'll get back to more of this. I'll continue to look for feedback from this nonsensical speech that he gave tonight at 7:45. Let's do some news with the host of Breaking Point, 8 a.m. right here, Saturday mornings. And then, of course, is David Zier. Mr. Zier, what's going on?
Well, today is an historic day with Bannon going away to Danbury.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to add, because in 2016, when Manafort left the campaign and they brought Bannon in, and he was hosting the morning show on Breitbart News. He was the head of Breitbart News, right? He knew the story. And I was in Cleveland with Pastor Darrell Scott at the Trump Hannity Town Hall, Pastor Scott from our network here. And I drove back from Ohio through Pennsylvania, and every barn and farmhouse on the interstate coming through Pennsylvania, not every, but a lot, had banners and Trump signs. And I turned to my friend Adam Weiss of the network, and this was in 2016. We were like, Trump's going to win. And every day, Bannon hammered home the message. He had such a huge following. I give Bannon credit with the 2016 win for the election. And in 1986, I sat in the street in Red Square watching the tanks and watching the guard outside the Kremlin, the changing of the guard guarding Lenin's body, and my wife's new husband from Russia's family telling us stories how they were dragged out of their homes in the middle of the night because of their political opinions or buying Western goods like VCRs and refrigerators on the black market. I knew the administrative state was coming here, and traveling across America to about 40 states with the network, I interviewed thousands or have talked to thousands of real American voices on the ground, and 3/4 of the people say they're war room posse. And the impact that Bannon has tapped into the well of the silent majority, like Rush Limbaugh did back in '88, like Bob Grant did on talk radio. But it's even better because the audience is an activist audience war room. And I just wanted to share that, how important and what an impact and an indelible mark that Bannon has left. And he's not going anywhere, but they took him out of the game because they knew he was going to continue to help Trump win this election, which he probably will anyway, because of the amount of support. It was just incredible. I wanted to get to a couple of quick clips, which I think you would like. Jonathan Turley on the immunity ruling, cut number 2 today after the SCOTUS decision.
So I think that the Biden campaign realizes this is a loss from their perspective, I guess, on the politics.
They should be. In reading through this opinion, I can't see how this doesn't induce cardiac arrest with the special counsel. At one point in the opinion, they say, look, this is a quote, the indictment's allegations that Trump attempted to pressure the vice president to take particular acts in connection with his role with the certification proceeding thus involve official conduct. And Trump is at least presumptively immune from prosecution for such conduct. The court then goes on to say that the burden, of course, is on Jack Smith. He has to show that this does not pose any intrusions into the executive branch. And the court says that that this, quote, may well hinder the president's ability to perform his constitutional functions.
Yeah, and I wanted to add to that, cut number 1, Andy McCarthy. I don't know if you saw that today on the immunity ruling. That's cut number 1.
Seen in the opinion, and this is for the presidency, not so much for President Trump, is that no mind reading is allowed. What the court is very explicit in saying is that they are not going to look behind if a president's activities are in the objective ambit of his executive power, they're not going to try to figure out what his motive was in taking them. So if a president acts in a way that's within his legitimate executive power, then the court is not going to look behind that to see if he had a corrupt motive. And concretely, I think, for example, the clearest example of this is the Justice Department scheme that's outlined in the indictment, where what Smith wanted to prove was that Trump was using his control of the Justice Department to try to further this objective of getting the Biden electoral votes canceled out and the Trump electoral votes submitted in their stead.
I think we can come out of that.
It seems to be the indictment is very clear that.
But I thought you would like that because he really talks about how they can't go back and look at the intent. He was acting in an official capacity and it can't be questioned. I thought that was interesting. I have one more cut for you right now. Cut number 5, David Sachs, tech investor that hosted Trump on that Zoom call last week on the Democrats and what's behind them. Cut number 5.
Let's just put it plainly. The Democratic Party is a collection of interests who want to remain in power. The Democratic Party is the party of government. Its goal is to allocate money and power from the government to the collection of interests who back the Democratic Party. In other words, it's basically a collection of interests who want to loot the republic. Well, obviously, no one's going to vote for that. So they have to make it about something else. They choose a figurehead. They talk about how this is about saving democracy. They basically invent hoax after hoax, lie after lie to basically maintain their power. And I think what's happened is the mask has come off. The whole thing, the whole shell game has been revealed. It's obvious that Biden was always a puppet for these interests who are hiding behind him. And now it's all being exposed.
Yeah, so that's what's going on. People are speaking out.
Let me tell you about that podcast that clip is from. I watched that podcast the other day. The entire first 45 minutes. It's their podcast, the All-In podcast that they did after the debate. They did a good one before President Trump was actually on it. And then they did one the day after. And the first 45 minutes is really, and I've said this before, these are four guys that maybe one or two were lukewarm towards Trump. Two of them wanted to see SEAL Team 6, this whole left-wing nonsense today. That's how much they hated him. Well, men, they have come around on that podcast to all four of them possibly voting for him. And they did great analysis after the debate. I mean, just straight up great analysis of the debate, of where the Democrat Party is with Biden, the things they like about Trump, what they thought about Trump's performance in the debate. It was really, I shared it, I think, on our X. The YouTube link to the whole thing. You should watch the first 40 minutes where they cover the debate, because it's really worth watching. They're really good. David Sachs is obviously all in. No pun intended. That's the name of the podcast, but he's all in on Trump. As many of his ilk are starting to become. Many in the finance world are starting to become. Certainly many in those in the crypto finance world are becoming. A lot of donations starting to come in. Big crypto donations to President Trump. And not surprising. But if anyone thought what they did tonight with Biden was going to ease fears or change up the game, I think they failed miserably. To come up, give an 8-minute speech, reading off a teleprompter, still looking like death worn over, taking no questions, and then waddling off is not going to make anybody feel any better about your chances on November 5th, if I had to guess. And that's basically what we saw tonight. So. All right, we'll do some more sports. Plus, we'll talk about something that came out of this ruling that maybe didn't have to do with immunity, but was maybe more important. Shot across the bow. We'll talk about that. We're live in the chat. I see about 450 on Facebook. Make sure you hit the thumbs up or like button on Facebook. 1,600 on X. Make sure you subscribe to our X. YouTube, hit the thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you get alerted when we go live. 526 on YouTube. Rumble as well. Same thing. Make sure you subscribe to all the social media. Like, share, comment. Really helps out the channels. Really helps us out. Let's see what's going on in the chat.
Hello, Rumblers. Big Jim Gumbo, what's up? Me, Myself, and I. That's a good name. Me, Myself,
song.
and I.
Me, Myself, and De La Soul. Me, Myself, and I.
Small Town Barbie, what's cooking?
Loretta says, has anyone watched or listened to this podcast, the All-In podcast? You should, at least the one they just did. It's worth watching the first 40 minutes. They were good.
Hi, Gemini Jam. I don't know if we're live in Getter, but hello anyway.
Are we live on the Rav socials, Fran?
Not on Getter, no.
We're not on Getter, huh? I guess that idea went out the window quick.
go into YouTube. Let's go into X.
Happy birthday, Loretta. We have a birthday tonight. Is that true? Happy birthday, Loretta.
Mika Trumpington.
Partners in Hotels says hello, David Zier.
Oh,
interesting name.
What platform?
I don't know. It went by too quick. Thank me, Mark Levin.
He was on fire tonight. What's up there, Moon Pie? Good evening, Buzzard.
Janice on Facebook. Hello, David Z.
Hey, what's up, Janice? Facebook, I can't talk to you. I've been hijacked by a boiler room of
how long are you in
Tajiks.
Prison? How long are you in prison? You're waiting for ransom, or how long are you in there?
There's no ransom.
Just start a new page.
They stole it, and I'm working with consultants. Nobody seems to be able to get anywhere.
I mean, they can't just hit like reset password and give it back to you?
No.
Really?
Nobody can do it. Facebook can't figure it out.
Are you kidding?
No, they're advanced now. You know, these 14-year-olds in the boiler
Seems
rooms in the
crazy.
Pacific or something, you know. Hijacking people everywhere.
Terrible.
Yep. Took me 8 months to get it back the last time this happened in 2022.
That's terrible.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday night. David Zier's doing some news. Aaron and Fran holding it down. We'll do some sports with Slick here in a second. Just a couple short, quick news stories that I saw. I referenced this one already. This is all of these are from our friends over at Right Scoop. Breaking news tonight, the DNC is to nominate Joe Biden early to stamp out talks of replacing him. It's being reported by Bloomberg that the DNC wants to nominate Joe Biden early to ensure he's on the November ballot in every state. In nominating Biden early, they also hope to stamp out discussions of replacing him at the convention. The Democrat National Committee is considering formally nominating Joe Biden as early as mid-July to ensure that the president is on the November ballots while helping to stamp out intra-party chatter of replacing him after last week's debate performance. A potential date for Biden's nomination is July 21st.
Mm-hmm.
So mark that date down, boys, because that's the date that your dream of going to the sphere officially dies, if it happens. July 21st, when the DNC's Convention Credentials Committee meets virtually, according to people familiar with the matter who spoke on the condition of anonymity. See, you notice the thing about Biden now. This is how you know that they're on the attack on the inside. Dr. Jill, Joe, the family, is because nobody wants to speak openly now. All of these, everything you always see now about Biden is, well, the condition of anonymity. Oh, spoke privately. Oh, it's all here. It's all firsthand, secondhand, but no one has names. No one knows who it's coming from. It speaks on the condition of anonymity. That's because they know. They know the viciousness of these people. And if they want to have any career left in anything having to do with being around Washington, D.C., don't cross a Biden. What did Joe say himself that time on the tarmac? Don't F with the Bidens, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Don't mess with the Bidens.
Well,
now, come on.
This is what he's talking about.
Loretta Lynch.
Democrats had already planned to nominate Biden before the convention in order to ensure he gets on in Ohio, which had an August 7th deadline for candidates to be certified. That deadline has since moved back, but the plan to nominate the president early could serve another purpose, helping to quell all the talk of a potential replacement or an open convention following Biden's cataclysmic debate against Donald Trump. So that tonight out from from Right Scoop and from other places, and again, same thing. Have you seen Gretchen Whitmer in front of a camera lately since the debate?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Well, she's been in the news every day.
When she was on,
No, but have you seen her getting out there and talking about Biden's performance or Biden? Because she's up there for, all these governors that are thinking about that they're going to be the one to step in. I think they're thinking twice. I don't think they want to.
I think it's still early. I mean, we'll see. But, they're all in for Biden right now. They're back. They're vacillating.
They have no
back
choice.
And forth. But Jimmy, they're putting Joe Biden on the cover of Vogue magazine.
Really?
And Melania is a supermodel, speaks like 5-6 languages, and is an architect. She's never been on Vogue, I don't think. Not while Trump was president, but you know, there's
isn't that the point?
There's a big facade going on, but I don't think it's going to last, Damon. I really don't.
Well, you can keep thinking that until July 21st, but after that, it's pretty
Even
much
after.
It's going to be pretty much over.
What if he freezes up for 30 seconds in September? You know, on camera. You know, the scary part is
he's got the delegates, unless he's going to release them.
Well, if he can't be president, then he can't be president. But you know, early voting starts in 60, 90 days already. So that's scary. That's pretty scary.
And of course, all of the numbers coming out of the debate. I said Nate Silver's got a redo on his stuff out today. I mean, it's just the mouth is opening. Just one's going up, one's going down. The Economist released their new poll today, post-debate, swing state predictions. And right now, Trump's got a massive lead, 73%, 26%. That's on the overall asking of who they think is going to win. Mm. On May 11th, they had Trump with a 55 to Biden 44. They also now predict Trump will win the election with 308 electoral college votes, 308 to 230. They were thinking it would be a lot closer, but that was before the debate. Here's their predictions. This is the Economist we're talking about. As of this morning, in each swing state, chance of winning. Pennsylvania, Trump 72%, Biden 28%. This is just chance of winning, not percentage of votes. The projected margin they have Trump in the state is +3. Wisconsin, Trump 68% to win it, Biden 32%. They've got Trump +3. Michigan, they've got Trump 65%, Biden 35% to win it. They've got Trump +2 in Michigan. Arizona, Trump 76, Biden 24. They've got Trump +5 right now in Arizona. Georgia, Trump 79, Biden 21. They've got Trump at +5. And Nevada, Trump 64, Biden 36. Nevada, they've got Trump +3. If those are even close, Biden's going to lose 30, 40 states if these numbers hold.
You know, the aggregates for Real Clear Politics, which is an aggregate of all the polls, really hasn't changed that much. But there's states like North Carolina, Trump is up 6.7. That's huge. That's huge.
Yeah. All right, let's do some sports, and we'll do some more of this in hour 2. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. LFS6B is the code to use. Slick, what's going on?
And speaking of Vogue, for the record, my wife and my birds were featured in Vogue about 2 years ago.
Nice.
So now we have a cover with a president that's literally for the birds, and I wouldn't even insult
What'd you say?
him.
Your bird was in Vogue?
My bird. It's all 6 of them at the time. Hannibal was still here, and my wife. They were featured in Vogue about 2 years ago. They did a Mother's Day special, and they shot my house. They said it was their favorite shoot they ever did. The photographer. He was
awesome.
a photographer for Vogue. It was wild, but good stuff. So Wimbledon is on the way, Big D, and we got women's tennis. We rounding up now. We got a couple of the big winners. Naomi Osaka moved on today, as did Coco Gauff. In the men, we had Daniil Medvedev moved on. He's world number 5, and also Yannick Sinner moved on. He's world number 1 right now. Carlos Alcaraz as well had a tough match today, but won as well. So we'll keep you up to track on that and give you more scores as the week progresses. Major League Baseball, very short schedule tonight. We have the Mets right now leading the Nationals 3-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Just underway, no score. Brewers at the Colorado Rockies, and the Astros defeated the Toronto Blue Jays up north of the border 3-1 earlier today. Well, here's a story that's got a lot of people up in arms. ESPN defends decision to present Pat Tillman Service Award to Prince Harry. Says he deserves it. Dylan Gwynn of Breitbart. ESPN has heard the outrage over its decision to give Prince Harry the Pat Tillman Service Award at this year's ESPY Awards, and they are not changing their minds. As previously reported, the decision to bestow the prestigious honor on Prince Harry drew a sharp rebuke from none other than Pat Tillman's mother, Mary Danny Tillman, who blasted the network for overlooking far more deserving people. I am shocked as to why they would select such a controversial and divisive individual to receive the award, she told the Daily Mail. There are recipients that are far more fitting. There are individuals working in the veteran community that are doing tremendous things to assist veterans. These individuals do not have the money, resources, connections, or privilege that Prince Harry has. I feel that those type of individuals should be recognized. On Monday, ESPN issued a statement defending their decision and asserting that Harry is indeed worthy of the award. ESPN, with the support of the Tillman Foundation, is honoring Prince Harry, Duke of Sussex, specifically for the work of the Invictus Games Foundation as it celebrates its 10th year promoting healing through the power of sport for military service members and veterans around the world, the network said to TMZ Sports. While we understand not everyone will agree with all the honorees selected for any award, the Invictus Games Foundation does incredible work, blah, blah, blah. You think they would actually consult with the family, Big Dig? Wouldn't that make some sense, being it as that's woman's son's name on that award? You think they'd be part of a committee, a selection committee? Am I crazy? But that's what I think. So anyway, not happy about that, but we all know the ESPYs. It's another woke, sports event that I can tell you for a fact none of us tune into. That's a wrap.
All right, hour 2 coming up live from Studio 6B on a Monday night.
She said, okay, conflicting from what I saw.
What
something
she
on
meant
Fox
by
earlier.
that, though, was she talking about a Biden?
What did you say, Slick?
I saw something on Fox earlier about Whitmer.
And what did
she says
she
that
say?
Biden's not able to win Michigan anymore.
Right.
She said that today. Yeah,
you saw that, right? That's what I saw.
I don't know if it's attributed directly to her, but I saw that too.
But she wrote, anyone who claims I would say that we can't win Michigan is full of shit.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
In a post today.
Yeah, they're scrambling.
Yeah, because she saw the story out there too.
Backpedaling.
Everybody's backpedaling. They're all backpedaling off of her.
Yeah.
Because they know that Dr. Jill's not. They're not going to. They got to choose. It's either choose a side now. We're going to ride with him, or we're going to go against him. And if he doesn't step down,
I'm riding with Biden.
Although CNN tonight put on old Carl Bernstein to say basically that Biden is an idiot, which is interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching clip after clip, but the Dems still saying that Biden's gonzo. I got some more clips for you, Damon. I got Chuck Todd. I'm questioning whether Biden can serve a full term.
That was from the debate night, right?
I don't know about that. I thought it was from after that. It was from June 30th, which was
people
yesterday.
pointing out how they either bronzed Biden up, gave him a fake suntan or something, because he looked a lot more tan tonight than he did on debate night.
But how do you explain how he's so much better, even though he's not that much better? But
I don't think he's that much better at all.
I
don't think he did himself any favors tonight at all.
Yeah, but he was better in North Carolina than he was the night before the debate. At the debate.
Well, it'd be hard to imagine you could be worse than the debate.
Yeah.
Is there going to be a second debate?
The Chuck Todd clips from Meet the Press
They say
yesterday.
there is.
Is he going to try to take another swing at the plate?
And then I got David Plouffe.
hour 2, live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice on a Monday night, 9 p.m. on the East Coast. Slick Rick's doing some sports. David Zier's got some news. Aaron and Fran holding it down. Glad you're in. Hope you had a great weekend on a Monday night, getting July started, getting the week started. Should be a crazy month. Steve Bannon today and that disgrace. Supreme Court today, and of course basically all last week. Just dropping, bombs on the administrative state, and today basically plucking the wings off of the plane that Jack Smith's been trying to fly for all intents and purposes. And of course, making the judge in Florida even look that much better on why she's taken the tack she's taken and the way she's done things and the pace she's moved at. And of course, that doesn't fit the pace that Jack Smith wants and Merrick Garland wants and Judge Chutkan wants and Alvin Bragg wants and Judge Merchan wants, because they want this thing wrapped up before the election. And that's why I hate to think about what's going to happen on July 11th, but they are really out of bullets, as I said earlier today on Twitter. This is what it looks like, is when you're officially out of bullets. You thought you brought enough ammo to end this fight, and now you're realizing, I don't know, maybe we didn't. And this thing is backfiring, no pun intended. And we got nothing left in the chamber to fire off here. Unless we're going to indict him for elder abuse from last Thursday night on television. And debate, what are we going to do?
That's what Buzzard of 207 says on YouTube Live, that she should be charged with elder abuse.
This is what being out of bullets looks like. So their last bullet is July 11th, which is why I fear the worst for that day. And what they're going to try to do to take the president off the battlefield, off the playing field here, as they have with Peter Navarro and now Steve Bannon. And I have no idea what to expect if they do. What will happen? Now, there's some rumblings tonight, at least that I can see in front of me, the news tickers, that President Trump is moving tonight to try to delay this sentencing and try to get this conviction overturned based on the new law that we've now seen from the Supreme Court.
Yep.
So one of the big takeaways from the Supreme Court today is not necessarily, well, certainly is the ruling, but it is not in the way people are looking at it. I think the most interesting thing, and this might relate to what President Trump is doing most of all tonight, or trying to do, came from Justice Clarence Thomas today. In his concurring opinion on Donald J. Trump v. United States, and just an absolute nuke at Merrick Garland, and this might be the most important thing that came out of this day. No one's really, some people are talking about it. But if you can throw this up, Aaron, I want to bring the audience through this, because he pulls no punches here. This is from Justice Clarence Thomas today. I've highlighted the parts that I think matter. Well, all of it matters, but few things would threaten our constitutional order more than criminally prosecuting a former president for his official acts. Fortunately, the Constitution does not permit us to chart such a dangerous course. As the court forcefully explains, the framers, quote, deemed an energetic executive essential to the security of liberty, and our system of separated powers accordingly insulates the president from prosecution for his original acts. To conclude otherwise would hamstring the vigorous executive that our Constitution envisions. While the separation of powers may prevent us from righting every wrong, it does so in order to ensure that we do not lose liberty. And then Justice Thomas says the following: I write separately to highlight another way in which this prosecution may violate our constitutional structure. In this case, the Attorney General purported to appoint a private citizen as special counsel to prosecute a former president on behalf of the United States. But I am not sure that any office for the special counsel has been, quote, established by law as the Constitution requires, Article 2, Section 2, Clause 2, by requiring that Congress create federal offices, quote unquote, by law. The Constitution imposes an important check against the president. He cannot create offices at his pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to my thing here?
It gives Trump more ammunition going forward.
We cannot ignore the importance that the Constitution places on who creates a federal office. To guard against tyranny, the founders required that a federal office be established by law. If Congress has not reached a consensus that a particular office should exist, the executive lacks the power to create and fill an office of his own accord. It is difficult to see how the special counsel has an office established by law as required by the Constitution. When the Attorney General appointed the special counsel, he did not identify any statute that clearly creates such an office, nor did he rely on a statute granting him the authority to appoint officers as he deems fit, as the heads of some other agencies have. Instead, the Attorney General relied upon several statutes of a general nature. None of the statutes cited by the Attorney General appears to create an office for the special counsel, and especially not with the clarity typical of past statutes used for that purpose. And he goes on, Justice Thomas does, further in this, in his dissent. But and that's fine, Aaron. You can take it down. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but it's worth reading, and it is absolutely a shot across the bow at Jack Smith and at Merrick Garland to say this creation of special counsel, private citizen that you've deemed and given them all this power is unconstitutional.
So there's an article in The Independent. So what about this? They're saying in court filings, attorneys with the special counsel's office have called arguments from Trump's team unsound. Attorney General has exclusive authority for the conduct of litigation on behalf of the United States. And then they go on to say the special counsel's investigation is lawfully funded through an appropriation that has been used repeatedly to pay similar special and independent counsels, according to the prosecutors. And the lawfulness of this practice is confirmed by statutory text, history, and longstanding practice, including funding for a special counsel appointed during Trump's administration. So that's their, I guess, counter. Or what they said a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I don't think that's much of a counter than to what Justice Thomas crucially lays out today, just excoriating the special counsel's office. And similar to what Thomas Massey brought up, and again, our thoughts and prayers to him and his family for what they're going through right now, brought up in the congressional hearing not too long ago about this appointment. And for Justice Thomas to go out of his way to make his whole concurrent opinion basically about this. As he says, I write separately, and it's about 9-10 pages long. I think speaks to, the frustration that the conservative justices on this court right now have with what is going on in this country. And when I say that, I limit that to basically Alito, Thomas, maybe Gorsuch, and I don't know. I'd have to stretch it after that. But certainly those three. Especially if you think back to oral arguments on this immunity case. Gorsuch was excellent. Thomas and Alito are always excellent. But I tell you, don't overlook the importance of this writing today from Justice Thomas, because it is a direct shot. And I don't know how the Trump team will should have Will Scharf back on. That's who we should have. I mean, Will Scharf is so good. How they'll look at this, but seems like a big deal to me that he took 9-10 pages to take direct aim at this appointment of the special counsel. So, all right, let's do a little news here while we have some time with David Zier. We'll do some more. Mr. Zier, what else is going on?
Well, I got some clips for you here. We have Chuck Todd, cut number 7, on whether Biden can serve a full term. I think this is from Meet the Depressed yesterday.
But this is, Democrats want to lecture Republicans for putting party over country and how they've been enabling of Donald Trump. Mitch McConnell is frequently criticized for that moment where he decided to prioritize not dividing his own party and letting Trump off the hook by not voting to convict him during the impeachment. Can Democrats really sit there and say, this is not about whether you think Biden can win the election. He might be able to win the election. It's not because he's Joe Biden. It's because he's not Donald Trump. The real issue is he telling the truth about whether he can serve a full 4 years? And there's a lot of challenges in the world. We want a president who could be incapacitated. This is one of those where you got to say to yourself, this is hard. There's no doubt. There's risk no matter what you do here. But you got to say to yourself, what's in the best interest of the country, not the party? What's in the best interest of the country in the next 4 years?
Such fake analysis. They know the score. And then really quick, just 15-second clip. So they're accusing Dana Bash of guiding Biden to look at Jake Tapper, cut number 11.
So phony.
Is that real?
Trump is on her.
Oh
Trump is on her left.
Who's that?
Okay.
Pelosi accused him.
She's pointing. She's pointing that it's Jake Tapper's question, and she's doing it to President Trump. She's
Good.
not
then
doing it to Biden.
We don't even have to play it then.
Trump was the one on her left.
Yeah.
She was to the left of Jake Tapper.
That's correct.
Trump was here. Biden was there. It's so stupid.
Okay. There's a couple of things going out there that haven't been true. So thank you for clarifying that. Cut number
Fake
12.
news.
Joy Reid. She's out of her mind.
Don't try and say he should be on Mount Rushmore. As good a president as he's been. Yeah. Just say, this is it. We need to be grown-ups here. It's either him or Trump.
It's him or Trump. It's literally you go to a dinner and your choices are steak or a pile of poo. This is not a difficult choice. Pick the steak.
What? The hell are we watching?
Please pick the steak.
That's yesterday.
Now, did Ben Bergquam get her to change her hair after he confronted her?
I think he did.
He doesn't
By the
know
way,
how to make steak. I
think he did.
I mean, this is that's it, y'all. These are your choices. It's a binary choice, and you need to make it. And you get a Barack Obama if you're lucky once in your lifetime. And you know what? You almost never get a Barack Obama.
Did wonders for the last quarter century.
And Damon, I got more for you. David Plouffe on Inside with Jen Psaki.
All right, live from Studio 6B. We're back right after this. No. No. He must be going to it. I sent him a thing. I said, I've never heard of a prom in July after school's out. No response. I think we're getting hoodwinked. Why is Damon being so rude to Zier? How am I being rude to Zier?
No, that's why I brought it up to you, because I didn't know if it was real or not. That's why I said that.
I'm not talking to Zier. I'm talking to everybody who's talked about that clip going, oh, look, she's giving the...
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Did you watch the debate? Trump's the one on her left. She's looking to the left.
It's been distributing around X all day, all weekend.
Trump is the one with dementia. You guys get that covered up before I got here? Like Pelosi was saying Trump has dementia.
I heard that.
You see that?
Did you see Pelosi just recently on with somebody the other night? She sounded like she was about 4 bottles deep.
Yeah.
No, I mean, really, like 4 bottles deep.
She should open a liquor store with her husband.
I mean, they'd be out of business in a week.
Speaking of business, you have Reed's here.
Oh. Oh, my God.
Reed's here, huh? What do I got, friend?
Patriot Mobile and AMAC.
Oh, Patriot Mobile.
You should do a what even is that on proms, Big D. You should cut up a whole thing on that.
Oh, podcast update. Where are we hot this week? Nigeria. Podcast is big in Nigeria.
All right. Let's go.
What am I doing here? Reads. Patriot Mobile and AMAC. Okay. Got it.
Pyro Fritz. He must be getting ready for 4th of July, Pyro Fritz.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, man. That's all, man. He's in the chat. Well, he's in the chat. I don't know if he hears us. Pyro Fritz. Happy 4th. Careful with those fireworks.
Someone got really injured here.
I know. I saw the guy
right?
blew off 3 fingers.
Did you see the video of the guy driving through the nail salon?
Oh,
Park?
God.
Oh, my
Drunk.
God.
That guy was bombed beyond
What are the 4
bombed.
people dead now, or is it
Yeah,
more?
no,
4
4
dead,
people
including
dead.
a 30-year-old police officer who was there to get her
Yeah.
nails done for a wedding she was going to
Tomorrow's the
Like
service.
9
Oh,
injured.
God.
Terrible.
He went through the store so fast, if you see the video.
Yeah.
He had to be doing 80 miles an hour.
Wow.
When he went through the
I just
storefront.
can't get the angle. I know
can't
Grand
either.
Boulevard, but I can't get the
I
angle
cannot figure it
where
out.
this guy was coming from.
How did he
Please.
Well, let me talk to you about our friends over at Patriot Mobile. Rav has had the honor and pleasure of partnering with Patriot Mobile, who has been a great supporter of the network. They're the only cell phone service provider that is actually on the front lines defending your freedoms. They're an example of putting the cause ahead of profits, and that's why we were proud to partner with them. Right now, Patriot Mobile wants to give you a brand new smartphone when you make the switch today. I said a brand new smartphone when you make the switch today. Patriot Mobile is America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. And when I say the only one, trust me, they're the only one. Patriot Mobile offers dependable nationwide coverage, giving you access to all 3 major networks, which means you get the same coverage you've been accustomed to without funding the left. When you switch to Patriot Mobile, you're supporting free speech, religious freedom, the sanctity of life, and more. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service team makes switching easy. By the way, that's a big deal. 100% U.S.-based customer service team that you can actually get on the phone. For a limited time, get a free smartphone when you sign up today. Just call 972-PATRIOT and say promo code RAV. Again, a free smartphone with promo code RAV. Join us. Make the switch today. Call 972-PATRIOT. That's 972-PATRIOT. Or go to patriotmobile.com/RAV. patriotmobile.com/RAV. Are you frustrated by the relentless legal attacks on President Trump? Well, these tactics, known as lawfare, threaten our justice system. Many view these battles as attempts to hinder political rivals rather than pursuing true justice. It's overwhelming, but there is a way to respond. That, of course, is by joining AMAC at amac.us/studio6B. As a member of AMAC, you become part of an organization committed to ensuring our judicial system serves justice, not political agendas. AMAC is your voice to combat those who misuse our legal framework for political ends, standing strong in defense of fairness. Sign up today for just $1 for the first year. What? $1 for the first year, not the first day, not the first week, not the first month, not the first quarter, the first year. By joining, you'll be part of a community that champions the rule of law and protects constitutional rights. With over 2 million members, AMAC is a formidable advocate for justice. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this unbelievably exciting limited time offer. $1 for your first year. Visit right now. Everybody right now, go to amac.us/studio6B. Spend $1 and get your first year right now. All right, let's do some sports. Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell and MyPillow. 20 minutes past the hour, and here with that, Slick Rick. What's going on, Slick?
All right, Big D. Well, I gave you the Wimbledon rundown before, and Wimbledon actually goes unwoke on something here. How about this one? Ball kids, ball crew. Wimbledon says, no thanks, boys and girls. It is Simon Kent of Breitbart. The All England Lawn Tennis and Croquet Club at Wimbledon will not follow the other tennis Grand Slams by scrapping gender-neutral titles and is happy to stay with ball boys and girls descriptions. Thank you very much for asking. The Guardian reports, unlike the Australian Open, French Open, and the U.S. Open, Wimbledon will continue to use ball boys and girls now and for the foreseeable future. The U.S. Open, which uses people of all ages for the role, calls them ball crew, while it's the ball kids in Melbourne and Paris. The suburban London club, which is proud of having what it feels are the best ball boys and girls in the business, said on Saturday that there are no plans to change their titles and the game remains the same when the championship begins on Monday. Around 250 children with an average age of 15 are chosen each year from a pool of 1,000 applicants to assist the All England Club. The Daily Mail notes, ball boys were first introduced in 1920s and ball girls in 1977. All are chosen from nominees provided by local schools. The Guardian reports no changes is something the All England Club will embrace, but slowly, after a New York Times article in 2018, Wimbledon stopped the practice of referring to players on court as Mr. or Miss the following year. But at least they're sticking with ball boys and ball girls, at least for the foreseeable future. So good to see that working out. And listen to this one, Big D. Listen up good here. Someone needs to go to jail. Team USA football falls to Austria 32-25. Dylan Gwynn of Breitbart. Team USA football continued its futility at the U20 World Championships on Sunday, falling to Austria 32-25 in the bronze medal game.
What is Team USA football? I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so it's a football, regular football with pads, not the football soccer.
Is it like the Dallas Cowboys over there with just the flag on?
Well, not exactly.
Then I can understand the losing. But what I mean,
don't make me laugh. Yes, you read that right. Not only was Team USA only competing for bronze in the sport we invented, they lost the game. Despite jumping out to an early lead, the Austrians were apparently too much for the Americans. I can't believe what I just wrote, that they lost the game that made Austria the first European team to win a World Junior medal.
Name one player that's playing in this for the U.S.
Well, we got head coach Roman Floredo. But this is an awesome. I'm so proud of the guys. I don't know. They don't have any big college players, but regardless, we should be winning the sport that we invented.
Well, how? Why should we? If there's no one, I mean, is there one single player that anyone would know that's playing?
Yeah, I don't think Shakur Sanders is playing quarterback for them. No, and I don't think we have any of the major college players playing. Well, I know we don't, but still, in all, they feel they should win. But we lost. I guess it's like when we send a small basketball team out there and they get clobbered like Cuba or somebody. It does happen, but people feel somebody should go to jail for that. They're so upset about this. So Twitter went absolutely crazy and blew up that we lost the game. It doesn't really matter in the whole world.
No, I mean, maybe it's somebody emboldened by the Supreme Court decision today. You don't think about it.
Well, Austria.
I mean, could you imagine a president in the future who's emboldened by this decision who, like, I don't know, wants to put their political rival in jail or something crazy like that?
Rivals.
Imagine that.
I mean, that's the kind of stuff that could come out of this thing today.
Listen, the United States losing a football game to Austria, the world's upside down. We see what's going on in government, so it all makes sense, Big D.
American football?
American football, my friend, yes. Shoulder pads and all that. Yep. Helmets, you name it.
All right, what else, Slick? Anything else?
Man, that's enough. I'm going to call it a wrap right there on that.
Okay, very good. Slick Sports is brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6B is the promo code to use at checkout. Great shopping over there at Lindell's. You get a great savings. And, of course, you can get our shirt of the month absolutely free. So,
nice.
Let's do a little more news. And here with that is David Zier. What's going on, Mr. Zier?
Well, my daughter's godmother lives in Austria, and her husband is a big dude. So some of those Austrians...
Maybe he plays on the team.
He could.
I don't know.
He does.
What was that? In The Beauty and the Beast, what was the bad guy's name? Even though that was France.
I don't remember. To me, that's neither Zier nor there.
Anyway, so we have more for you right here. David Plouffe was on Inside with Jen Psaki yesterday, cut number 6, and you just got to wait for it because they're playing both sides of the fence now with Joe Biden.
Well, Jen, with the important caveat that this is likely not going to happen. So we're engaging in kind of fantasy. But, we can do that. So,
great lead.
So first of all, yes, there's a threshold question. Would Joe Biden say, I'm not going to run, and I'd like all my delegates to support Kamala Harris? He could say, I want an open convention where people can make their case. Then candidates, Kamala Harris, most importantly, governors, senators will make a decision about whether to run. What would that look like? It's kind of gross because it's not voters, it's delegates. But you'd basically be running a campaign, both wholesale. Maybe there'd be debates. There'd certainly be a lot of interviews on MSNBC, on podcasts, people traveling to states, meeting with delegates, smoky back rooms. So that's a downside. It's like insiders picking the new person. The political graveyard is littered with people, Ron DeSantis being the latest member of that graveyard, who look like they were surefire, great presidential candidates on paper. And this stage, as you know well, it's withering. Most people don't survive it. So does someone come out of that tent? Maybe the party's divided. So there's a bunch of downsides, no question. There maybe is an upside, which is it's a younger, newer face. And we know a lot of Americans, including a lot of Democrats, would like another choice. So that provides, I think, some energy. It's a different race for Donald Trump to win.
Yeah, we could blow that up. I just wanted to show that. Thought it was interesting.
You lead with, hey, I'm going to tell you something, and none of this is going to happen, but let me tell you anyways.
Yeah, why waste our time?
Alan, hey man.
Well, we got them all in there. Come on.
Trackman.
If you're on social media, make sure you hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe.
I'm in the
If you're on YouTube, make sure you hit the bell notification so you get alerted when we go live.
Good audience in the Get It Chat, Big D, over 11,000.
Wow.
We got Roddy Mom, Blast the Nation.
Let me go over to YouTube. 215 likes. Not a lot.
I'm going to check out the RAV Rumble in addition to the LFS6B Rumble.
216 likes.
Got 600 people in the RAV Rumble right now.
Yep.
John
Cocktoastin.
2,400 on X. Make sure you subscribe to our X. I think X has the biggest upside numbers every day. It seems to be.
X? Yeah, I don't go into there that much.
Well, we started streaming on X. I think we were at like 11,000. We're now at 18,000 on X.
So. The X has surpassed Getter.
Keeps going up.
Wow.
Oh, I lost the
Mr. AZ Mikey. How you doing?
We love
Farmer Brook.
Mikey.
Farmer
X.
Brook. They're all in there.
Farmer
Uncle
Brook's
Louie.
always on X.
Uncle Louie.
Mika Trumpington on X. What's going on?
Carefree Largo.
417 Raiders. Slick saying hello to you.
Hello, Raiders. We'll see what happens this year.
Gary Haas, X is the best. X Chat is making their case for being the best chat
Who Dat Nation
on a nightly basis. Growing.
Slick, today is Bobby Bonilla Day.
Yes, the Mets, they have to pay.
Oh, they paid him?
Oh, my God. What is it? 30, almost 40, 35 years or whatever, 40 years. Bobby Bonilla gets his, $100,000 every year, right? I think it's $100,000 or something like that.
I think it's more than that.
Maybe it's $1 million? Is it $1 million?
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
Is it $1 million? I thought it was a little less. I knew somebody who dated him, actually. Pretty funny. That's a whole other story.
Charlene Shipman on X. Hello.
$1 million per year, Big D.
1.19. Who Dat Nation told me on X.
$1 million per year, Big D. That's what they have to pay on July 1st, the Mets.
Mm-hmm.
That was the deal of a lifetime.
What, to Bonilla?
Yep, Bonilla.
Why
no
does it
Bannon
start
talk?
now?
Yeah, we talked about Bannon before.
No, this has been going on for years. It was a contract that the Mets made with him.
Gotta watch the whole show.
It was a deferred salary.
Don't come late to the party.
It was a settlement that they had made with him.
Yeah, but that was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Well, it was $29 million in 1991.
right, 30 minutes past the hour, live from Studio 6B, Hour 2, Real America's Voice on a Monday night. Glad you're in. Busy Monday. Lots to do. It's going to be a busy week, busy month. I mean, usually you think about July, kind of summer. This week, obviously, we'll be off Thursday, Friday for the 4th of July. So a short week this week, but then obviously we're back next week, and it's going to be crazy with July 11th coming up. A couple things before we get back to David Zier and do some more news. Out tonight on Just the News from our friend John Solomon. Like I said, the meltdown today over this has been quite something to watch, and it continues tonight. House Democrat plans to file a constitutional amendment to invalidate Supreme Court ruling.
That's funny.
Okay. So with that lead in and your reaction, let me give you one. I'll give you one choice of what state this representative is from. You only get one selection. You're either going to get the prize or you lose. One state that somebody who says that could be from. Slick?
Let's see. New York.
David?
What's the question again?
What state is this representative who said that from?
I don't know.
Slick, you win.
Wow.
Because if you're that stupid, you know you got to be from the representative of New York.
You got to be.
Because we got them all here.
We got all wingdings.
Democrat New York Representative Joe Morell announced Monday that he will file a constitutional amendment that will virtually invalidate the Supreme Court's recent ruling on presidential immunity. Supreme Court ruled on Monday that presidents have presidential immunity for some official acts, but not unofficial ones, which means they cannot be prosecuted for official acts. However, it did not specify which constitute official versus unofficial. Yes, it basically said to the lower court, hey, why don't you do your damn job? Critics of the new ruling claim the high court has essentially made it so a president is above the law. Well, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, but the president does have powers that none of us have. In some respect, he's above the law. Because they cannot be prosecuted for their official actions under normal law, according to The Hill. But sitting presidents who commit crimes while in office can still be impeached and removed by the Senate. I will introduce a constitutional amendment to reverse SCOTUS's harmful decision and to ensure that no president is above the law, Morell wrote on X. This amendment will do what SCOTUS failed to do, prioritize our democracy. Of course. Morell's constitutional amendment is one of the only ways to challenge the Supreme Court's decision because the court is the final arbiter of the law. Rulings can also be altered by a new court ruling. The Supreme Court's decision was a result of former President Donald Trump's claim of presidential immunity. So here you go. Some bozo from New York is going to take things into his own hands,
but
he says.
Morell is
good luck with that.
Radical leftist from Monroe County in Rochester. He was the former Speaker of the New York Assembly, which is like one of the most Marxist, liberal, progressive, leftist, communistic, bureaucratic bodies in the world. And he's a clown.
Yeah. Here is, just quickly, I want to get to this before I forget to play it. Here's the clip of, I think she's from California, Zoe Lofgren, I think her name is, representative from California. Here she is on MSNBC today with many others who sound like this.
I guess, theoretically, President Biden, acting within the scope of his official duties, could dispatch the military to take out the conservative justices on the court, and he'd be immune.
I mean, that is next level stupid. That's like hair-hurting next level stupidity. And this is what you heard all day. That he could send the military, or as they love to go to, SEAL Team 6, to take out, in other words, to kill, I guess is what she's inferring, the three, or I guess in this respect, 6 Supreme Court justices. This is the level of analysis you're getting from the Democrat Party on MSNBC and CNN today. And they're all doing it. SEAL Team 6, SEAL Team 6. I heard it all day long. As if the president has some implicit power to assassinate people. And now just claim, it was presidential. And they're trying to tell you that that's just the way it's going to be. And that's what this means, and that's okay. I mean, it's just
bizarre.
bizarre, and that's a nice way to say it. All right, let's do some news. Then when we get back, if we have some time, I'll play a little bit of Carl Bernstein today, or maybe we'll play a little after David Zier's news, because it's interesting now. As I said, we know Dr. Jill is behind the "Don't you dare come at my husband," because he's not going anywhere. Meeting at Camp David and blame the insiders, and she's got the knives out. So it's going to be interesting to see who backs down, as some seemingly already have. Who doesn't back down, where people go public, where they don't, who hushes up, who doesn't, what networks talk about it, what networks don't. Well, CNN tonight put on Carl Bernstein for about 4 minutes, and it was knives out. So we'll play a little bit of that if we have some time. But here with the news is David Zier, host of Breaking Point, 8 a.m. Saturday mornings. Mr. Zier, what else is going on?
Well, I wanted to give a shout out to my granddaughters, Braylon, and they're so cute. You know what? I forgot my granddaughter's names. Wow. Gia and Braylon, I'm so sorry.
You got it.
I just got a text while we were talking from. They're upstate New York with my family. I can't be with them this week. They're up there celebrating the 4th of July. I love you guys. Miss you so much. And they're my heart and soul for sure. I wanted to just add a couple of quick stories here. We have Trump on John Frederick's cut number 3. I think this was today. I'm not positive about that. Check this out.
There's now open talk of Biden being replaced at the Chicago convention. Do you think you're going to run against Joe Biden eventually? Do you think he's going to be the nominee, Mr. President?
Well, they say he's not getting out, and they say getting him out is very hard because he has the delegates, he has the votes, and that if he doesn't want to get out, there's not a thing they can do about it, other than, I guess, later on they could do 25th Amendment or something. But they say they can't get him out. And even the ones that want to get him out, they say it's up to him. So, some would like to see him get out, and some think he's their candidate. And the funny thing is, we're beating him badly in the polls, but nobody else is doing any better. Now, maybe that changes if there's somebody picked, or maybe somebody steps up and does a good job. I don't know. I can't tell you. But in the polling, nobody's polling any better than him. So that's sort of interesting.
I thought that was interesting. And Byron Donalds on J6, cut number 4. He's a good way of putting things. Cut 4, Byron Donalds.
I think it was a great decision by the court. You cannot have the U.S. attorney, any U.S. attorney, just expanding law past the original parameters that Congress intended. That is Congress's responsibility to do, not some prosecutor. And to expand that to basically bring as many charges as possible was a violation of the law. The Supreme Court upheld that. I will also say, if you look at the composition of the majority, that demonstrates the fact that you have justices on both sides of the quote-unquote political aisle who do believe that there has to be strict construction and application of law when it comes to defendants. People may not agree with a defendant, but a defendant has rights in our system of justice. The Supreme Court did the right thing.
Yeah, I just thought that was interesting for you guys. And then really quick, by the way, my grandkids are my heart and soul. I feel so bad. My wife's going to kill me, by the way.
We all have those moments.
Yeah, really.
The guy can give you the capital of Cairo.
I know. I'm just so distracted with all this stuff.
Who are you?
I don't know. But say hello to the Gay Scouts of America, cut number 9. This is what's going on across America. You got these young kids marching up front. Who cares? You know, it shouldn't even be in these kids' minds. So ridiculous. Confusing them from a young age. That's the mission. We can get out of that one. I also wanted to play cut 8, taxpayer-funded propaganda from the Miami Police Department. This is the gay pride cop car. Out of control. We can get out of that one too. And I just wanted to get to New York City chaos, cut number 10. I think this is a gay pride event. There was also Antifa types and stuff involved, I think. But this is cut number 10. New York City chaos. This is what's going on in New York City. This was recent. Forgot what park that is. I think that's downtown Manhattan.
This Sunday barbecue?
Man.
Yeah, this is this is a pride event.
Oh, wow.
This is what's going on.
Okay.
In New York
Boy.
City. So
Nuts.
yeah. I just wanted to point that out to you guys. And
Okay.
This is the state of our nation.
All right. Thanks, David. So CNN put on Carl Bernstein tonight. And again, I think it's going to be interesting to see where the knives come out for Biden in public and where you continue to get like a condition of anonymity. So here's a little bit of Carl tonight on with Anderson Cooper.
Journalist. So, Carl, according to the people you've been talking to, what are you hearing?
Well, these are people, several of them, who are very close to President Biden, who love him, have supported him, have been among them are some people who have raised a lot of money for him. And they are adamant that what we saw the other night, the Joe Biden we saw, is not a one-off, that there have been 15, 20 occasions in the last year and a half when the president has appeared somewhat as he did in that horror show that we witnessed. And what's so significant is the people that this is coming from, and also how many people around the president are aware of such incidents, including some reporters, incidentally, who have witnessed some of them.
I mean, just to stop it here for a second. Hey, Carl, and everybody at CNN, and whether you're faking it or not, we've all been aware of it. You know why? Because we all have we all have eyes.
Yep.
And most people use them and can actually see, unlike me. We can all see that the guy's cooked. Everybody's known it for a year and a half, for 3.5 years. You all just perpetuate that we're the ones who are nuts. But now, you see, everybody's, all these people say this has been going on. Oh, really? Really? It's been going on? You mean, what gave it away? Tripping over the sandbags at the things, walking off, shaking hands with nobody, turning around, forgetting you shook Chuck Schumer's hand, forgetting who people are, asking for dead people at the meetings to come up and where is the dead person who's not even here?
I know.
What gave it away? Oh, listen, Carl, hey, Anderson, this might not be something that just happened now. Do you believe this?
But here we see tonight, as these people say, President Biden at his absolute best, and yet these people who have supported him, loved
him, him at his best,
campaigned for him, see him often, say that in the last 6 months particularly, there has been a marked incidence of cognitive decline and physical infirmity.
What I wonder about is the...
Yeah, what I wonder about is why you're all just a bunch of liars.
6 months. Where they been?
They just... Oh, wow. Really, Carl?
Revelation.
I can't believe this.
How many years have we been running Crazy Towns?
Exactly. Watch the show one night.
Bob didn't remember my name. All right. All right.
I'm so consumed with news
So, David,
all day.
what are your granddaughters' names again?
I have Braylon.
Yeah.
I have Gia.
Okay.
And,
you have other grandchildren
I
too,
do.
right?
I
What
do.
do you have, about 5?
No, I have 3.
3.
They are the cutest. They are just the cutest. They're my heart and soul. My heart and soul.
Sure.
Yeah. And I have Christopher. So cute. It's like the news has taken over my life.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. What's up, everybody out there? Let's go on to X. See what's cooking in X. I'm waiting for the nasty tweets from my wife. You forgot your grandkids' names.
Uh-oh.
No, I didn't get any text yet. Thank God. What's up, Tweet Potato?
Tweet Potato.
Eric Lee.
You got a lot of people in the chat.
Yeah,
Sparks,
I got to
Philly.
spend more time in the YouTube chat.
Well, there's only so much we can cover. I mean, we're doing a show and trying to keep up with the chat. I'm not complaining, but
I know.
it's
not
hard. Always the easiest.
That's why I lose my focus
I stay in the
sometimes.
Getter chat. I mean, I probably should rotate a little bit. Maybe
I
go
have
into
6
X.
chats open right now.
Yeah.
Rumble. Marty Kin, what's up? Dan Dreyer, how you doing? Joe Prez.
Who's complaining? Oh, me? I'm always complaining.
Sounds like you're complaining.
I'm always complaining. How's the refrigerator doing?
Are you aware, by the way, there's a big party tomorrow night after the show?
No. Is there a big
Think
party?
about it for a second. Take your time. I didn't know about it either.
Oh, no?
No.
Who's throwing it, Harry?
Yeah.
I knew it. Oh, at Damon's house.
I'm cooking.
Yeah. Were you aware of that?
No.
Okay, me neither.
Well, that's a typical Harry party. You don't tell anybody anything until it's over.
All right, 13 to the hour, live from Studio 6B on a Monday night, getting the week started. Slick's doing sports. David Zier's doing the news. Delgado's got the night off for a July prom for high schoolers, even though high school's out.
Yeah. Nothing like a July prom.
I don't know what's going on there, but we'll get the story tomorrow night, I guess, right? Is he going to be back tomorrow?
Oh, we'll get a whole rundown.
I mean, we're obviously there's something going on that we don't know about, right, Slick?
Could be, yeah. Well, I don't know.
I've never heard of a high school prom after the kids have already been out for summer vacation.
I never heard of any activity after like 6 o'clock when the limos pick the kids up. What do they have, like a big party?
So, I mean, you're with me, right? Clearly, there's something that Delgado's...
there's something I think
he's
Delgado.
pulling some funny business.
We got hoodwinked on this one.
Yeah, he's either got some big meeting or something he doesn't want us to know about or be a part of or something, right, Zier?
He's probably negotiating a big contract somewhere.
Something, yeah. We're gonna get rug pulled here by Delgado or something.
Hands down.
Or he's got a UFO. Something's going on. It's not a prom, though. Can we all agree to that?
I agree. I think that's...
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
good, very good. Aaron and Fran, you guys agree here that we're just something... Unless it's someone just said in the chat, adult prom. Now, maybe Delgado's actually going to the prom.
He could.
He did say something about a date earlier in the group chat.
Did he?
okay.
Well, a date or a nut. There's a difference.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to hold his feet to the fire tomorrow night in the opening segment, right? Oh, I see people in the chat agreeing with me now.
Yeah, it's odd.
Yeah, it's odd. Something's
4th of
up.
July week having a prom.
It's not.
Stretch.
Something's definitely.
That North
I
Shore's
mean, my prom was the day before graduation.
Yeah,
Well, that's
it's got to
another
be
good
during the
point.
school year.
Right. The
Because the
graduation.
administration has to be there, and then they're responsible for the kids.
That's right. Who has a prom after graduation?
Exactly.
I never heard that.
Exactly.
I get
you
it
know
being
why you've
during
never
the
heard it?
week,
Because
but-
it doesn't happen.
No, this is a Delgado deal.
Yeah, there's
Yep.
something's funny going on. So tomorrow night in the opening segment,
We're grilling him.
yeah, we're just. I mean, this is gonna
Fire up the charcoal. He's getting grilled.
Exactly.
It's going to look like a bratwurst overdone on the 4th of July. We're hammering Delgado.
Exactly, and there'll be people in the chat who think we're serious here. So we just got.
Well, yeah, don't be so mean to
just
him.
kidding.
Yeah, we just kidding. We love Delgado. We love Zia. We love Big D.
Yeah. So, 49 past the hour or 11 till the hour. Let's do a little last sports and we'll do a little last news before we wrap it up on a Monday. Slick Rick, what's going on?
All right, one more quick sweep of the old scoreboard. We got Major League Baseball. The Mets are pounding the Nationals. What, you got a funny one?
Oh, the chat is just too funny when these
They
things
lit up.
happen. The people who actually have a sense of humor who play along.
Yeah.
Delgado's got it's the weed torch prom.
That could be. It could be. Yeah, he might be. Yeah, you got to lead the parade. Mets 9-3 over the Nationals, bottom of the 10th. I don't know why this is an extra innings, but I guess the Mets had a loaded 6-run top of the 10th there in D.C. Brewers and Rockies tied at 3, top of the 5th, and I gave it to you early. Astros down the Blue Jays 3-1. I gave you to Wimbledon earlier as well, and I'll update you again tomorrow night. 17-year-old Chinese badminton player suffers cardiac arrest.
I saw that.
Dies during match. Yeah,
I saw the
Warner
video.
Todd Houston.
Tough.
Yep, another one here. 17-year-old badminton player from China collapsed and died suddenly on the court during a competition in Indonesia, authorities said on Monday. The player, Zhang Ji, was in the midst of a match with a Japanese opponent when he collapsed and had seizures at the Badminton Asia Junior Championships on Sunday, ABC News reported. Indonesia's Badminton Association reported that Ji was treated on the scene and taken to a local hospital, but died of cardiac arrest. The stricken player's fellow competitors held a moment of silence in his honor as the tournament continued. The Chinese Badminton Association said it was shocked by the incident and offered condolences, obviously, to Xi's family. They went on to make a statement. So terrible news for that young man, 17 years old. Absolutely crazy. So, well, maybe there'll be a follow-up to that story. But I think we all kind of have a good idea as to what is likely had happened. And speaking of young people, 16-year-old sensation set to make U.S. Olympic history. This is Clark Dalton of Yardbarker. After recently turning heads at the U.S. Olympic trials, teenage sprinter Quincy Wilson, remember that name, is heading to the Paris Games, which start on July 26th, right at the end of the month. On Monday, Wilson's personal coach, Joe Lee, told the Washington Post the 16-year-old from Bullis School in Maryland will join the team's USA 4x400 relay pool. Wilson also confirmed the news on his Instagram on Sunday night. Wilson is set to become the youngest American male athlete to make the Olympics. Per Jeff Eisenberg of Yahoo Sports, he's roughly a year younger than middle distance runner, the great Jim Ryan, who competed in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics at 17 years old, 17 years and 137 days old. So Wilson broke in under 18 world record in the 400 meter at the trial. In the semifinals, he posted a 44.59 tenths after previously setting the record in the preliminary at 44.66. So we'll see what happens. But man, 16 years old, going to the Olympics, not bad. So good luck to them. We will be tracking the U.S. team as much as possible. Not big fans of the Olympics nowadays, Big D, but we do want to obviously notice and recognize some of our standouts, specifically in track and field, gymnastics, hopefully some boxing, and, well, we'll see what else we have to report on regarding that. And that's a wrap in sports, Big D. Back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. Hey, Aaron, throw up my screen. I want to just... want to play this from the network.
Steve Bannon is headed to prison for his refusal to cooperate with the January 6th Congressional Committee investigation.
I don't give two about going to Danbury prison, okay? I could care less. Next man up. The war room's going to continue and even be bigger. They thought they were shutting the whole place down.
Now surrounded by the war room posse.
Free Bannon! Free Bannon! This is going to multiply it by 10,000.
I'm a political prisoner of Joe Biden and the corrupt Biden establishment.
The war room's hitting on all fronts.
We watch you for 4 hours a day, 4 years in a row.
I've been on the posse for years.
America cannot believe what's happening.
We are protection against the wickedness and the snares of the devil. Amen. My voice is going to be heard every day. And more importantly, their voices are going to be heard, right?
We're going to take down Merrick Garland, Lisa Monaco, and the corrupt DOJ.
We love this man right here. He's an American hero. It's a shame that you let this happen. And they're coming for you next. You better understand that. You can throw him in jail all you want to, but we will not take a single back step.
When their voice is heard, change happens. It's only going to get bigger. And that is what the war room's all about. Right. Next man up, right? Next man up. I'm proud of going to prison. Take good care of him, or there'll be accountability for that as well.
You know, I was upset because Bannon appeared with Vaughn Hilliard from NBC, and I've gotten to get to know him on the road. I've covered 80 Trump rallies on the road plus and 100 plus events, and Vaughn has been there with NBC, you know, and he's a really nice guy. But he basically discounted everything that Bannon said at the end of their interview when he was on a show afterwards, saying that it's all propaganda, that we're lying, our side is lying about everything, and we have this like mantra. I forgot the term he used, but very disappointed with you, Vaughn, because you're a nice guy, and I thought that was really dishonest, because, who's to say that we're wrong, right? He's just saying, he's supposed to be an objective member of the media, MSNBC, NBC, right? And I thought it was
He's supposed to be a what?
An objective member of the media. I
think I'm more surprised that you are surprised.
Because
that a guy from NBC would not be honest.
Because I've listened to him for years. I talked to him all the time at Trump rallies for many years across the country. Always very nice, always very respectful. I just didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. So, I forgot the term he used. I'll remember for
that was
tomorrow,
a good video, though. Very powerful.
Yeah, that was very powerful.
Yep.
Because Bannon deserves better than that.
That was the big tagline. I'm proud.
He sure does.
Because Bannon's not lying.
Nah, he's the real deal.
All right, as always, we salute our military, active and active, police, firefighters, first responders, EMTs, everybody on the front lines. Thanks, everybody on the show. Aaron, Fran, great job as always. Most of all, thank you, live from Studio 6B audience. Good start to the week. We'll see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Don't miss segment 1, Delgado's feet on the fire.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see you tomorrow night.
After he returns the tux.